What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Put It in the Book show.
Hey.
I am Steve. I got Rodriguez here,
Welcome.
right
How's
on
everybody
next to me.
doing? Happy New Year.
Another off-season episode here. Yeah,
Mhm.
Happy New Year. We haven't seen you since the New Year.
Happy New Year,
Again,
man. I'm a
2021 is
year
here.
older.
2020 is gone.
Thank you. God, please go away, 2020, forever.
All right, so we give producer Joe a day off this
We
week,
sure do.
and Keith is going to be joining us in just a few moments. What's up, The Divide Live? Keep it up, boys. We appreciate that. Let's go, Mets. So
Let's
Keith will
go
be with
Mets.
us in just a few minutes, and you know I got to do my thing. I got to share. So what
Oh
better thing
my
for
God. Oh,
Rodriguez to talk about?
I get 30
I'll
seconds.
just leave it to you. Give me 45. Just
Give you 45 seconds. All right. Can I talk for 45 seconds? Yeah, I think I can. I've done it before many a time. All by myself too sometimes. It doesn't even matter if anyone's listening. I don't even have to be on the show, honestly. Right? It's about 15, 20 right now. So we're doing pretty good. All I want to say is one thing. So I get these Instagram things, newfangled type of text, I guess they call it, these kids nowadays. So
kids these days.
I get something from Juan Lagares, an ex-Man. Wonderful. The guy's working out like a beast, destroying the summer league, wherever he's playing in Dominican or Venezuela, whatever team. I forget what the kid's playing. It doesn't matter. He's destroying the league. They win a championship, whatever. He's working out really hard. He's looking really good. Great baseball player. There's another guy. I think his name is Harold or Hardon or Hardkey. I think it's Harvey. Maybe it's Harvey. Is it?
Yeah.
It might be Matt Harkey. No, Matt Harvey.
Somebody,
Matthew Harvey. Some guy like that.
What was it?
Are you
The
supposed to
artist
be sharing?
formerly known as Harvey.
Are you supposed to be sharing?
I'm lending good content here.
Don't
Artist
just
formerly known as Harvey.
Share. I've only got a few seconds left in me, so share. So this guy Harvey's working out. He's in Miami. I don't know what he's doing. He looks slim and trim. Looks great. Another guy that used to be real fat named Wilson Ramos. All of a sudden, he's catching everything. He's framing the ball, sending out all these videos on it. Where was that? Where was that when we needed it? When DeGrom needed you? Where was that when DeGrom needed you, huh? He needed you to frame a couple of pitches to make his life a little easier, to actually get a win for once. So you can go deeper in the game. Thanks to you, you lazy bastard. Now you're working out really hard. I don't got a contract. I'm still a millionaire. By the way, you don't live far away from us. I know where you think you may live. And I think that Faraci thinks he knows too. And when we think we find it, we're going to talk to you about, being an X-Men. We'd love to talk to you. It'd be fantastic. Yeah, we love it. Don't feel threatened by us, Wilson Ramos. I know you're not watching the show, but still, believe me. Look, what can I do? Anyway, Steve Faraci is posting out. It's coming all across this thing here. Are you done?
Isn't it? Well, I'm not done, but I can start talking here. Isn't it like every year in the off season we start, and even like leading up to the very start of the season, you start seeing these guys, and more so last year, obviously because of the pandemic and guys couldn't get together to work out together. Just being on Instagram, right? Stroman was on Instagram. Ruben Rosario, he was on Instagram, and then back in the day, Flores was on Instagram.
Absolutely.
So it's interesting. It's almost like a mini pre-workout type thing, where they're kind of showing their stuff.
It's the video resume. So basically, they go out there. They show that they're in shape. They show that they're still working hard to try to be, a baller. And other teams pick it up. Obviously, people see it because I've seen it. So if I can see it, everyone else can see it. I think it's a good thing, to be honest. In a way, keep yourself in the public mind, in the public eye, in organizations' mind, and other organizations' eyes. Because I don't think any of those three are coming back to the team. So they really need to.
I think we got ourselves a new catcher.
Mm-hmm. New catcher.
Keith is on here. Keith said, "I want to see Rodriguez do the Brooklyn Water Coffee readout."
if I had the paperwork, and that's not my job.
That's not his racket.
That's not my racket.
I got the Brooklyn Water Coffee readout right here. But let's go through some of the comments. Keith, yes, you're
Oh,
slacking. For sure. Isn't that so weird? Okay, so here's the thing about doing this show, especially when I wear my hat backwards, which I did yesterday on the Just Too Sweet show. It's weird because your hat could be like this, right? Up like that, but you think it's the opposite. So you're fixing it more this way, and now you're getting all lopsided.
So am I lopsided?
No. You're good now, but just like in general, you're not sure which way to do the hat thing. So some more comments.
I would wear it backwards. I haven't done that since I was like 15, though.
Listen, I'm approaching the midlife stuff, so I got to do that kind of thing.
I don't want to hear any crap from you. Okay.
Barbara, my mom. Hello. Make her laugh. It's much needed. Yes. Diva says no slacking for you, Keith.
Everyone knows that Keith is just slacking.
Diva loves the way that you say bastard. Get that bastard out of here. Tom Bohan wants to know where is Springer. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Frank Terzio, what's up, buddy? Guys, just do me a favor. Give me a few seconds here to do this little readout here thingamajoo here.
Hey.
This segment, the entire show. You good?
Who, me?
Like, hey.
Well, no, I mean, you're insulting Jewish people. What is that thingamajoo? What is that thingamajoo over there? What is that?
Thingamajiggy.
You know, X23andMe said I'm 0.6% Jewish. Okay? Don't insult my people. Don't insult my people.
I'm half Jewish.
Yeah, the lower half, right?
This segment, the entire show, is brought to you by Brooklyn Water Coffee Roasters. From their roastery to your front door. Only the finest of beans from all the world, so enjoy a big cup of anything you want there. Brooklyn Water Coffee Roasters has a variety of different flavors. Drunken Pig. My personal favorite is Dark Roast Dark Chocolate, and it is what it is. Dark Roast Dark Chocolate is just phenomenal. The flavor is there. The aroma. That's what hits you first, as is with any coffee, any good coffee. Chicken and waffles, vegan friendly, absolutely 0 calories, so you don't have to worry about packing on the pounds here. Jacked up cupcake. That's you.
I used to be. I think it's the beard.
Need more cowbell. Terzio says. High energy line. One of them is jacked up cupcake. They have the medium roast dark chocolate, medium roast, which is their most popular because it's just coffee, but it's really
basic.
good coffee.
It's good stuff.
Right. Yeah. So available, roasted to order. BrooklynWaterCoffeeRoasters.com, guaranteed to ship within 24 hours of your roast date. And if you go now to BrooklynWaterCoffeeRoasters.com and you put in the code PopCulturePros.
Look at that.
All caps,
PCP.
all one word.
Don't do it.
You'll get a bag free when you buy 2. So you get 2 bags, and you're just able to try things out, and it's free. So no harm, no foul.
Why the heck? Why not?
It's a good gift too. Say, yeah, you forgot somebody for Christmas. Here's a bag. Here's a bag of coffee. Everybody can appreciate coffee.
Give somebody the shakes and let them.
Except for those tea drinkers.
Heart attack.
I don't know what's up with that.
Oh, tea drinkers are the worst.
Tea drinkers, man.
Tea drinkers are the worst. It's like cat lovers.
They're like poo-poo, right?
If you're a tea drinker, usually a cat lover. Hello. Meow. It goes together, doesn't it? Meow.
Absolutely. I don't see. Yeah.
I don't see why.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about Mets baseball. But before that, I just want to say, obviously, we're not tone deaf on this show. We know what's going on in the country today.
We do.
It surely sucks, but we still wanted to come on, kind of offer a little bit of entertainment, as entertaining as we are. Even if it's 5-10 people that watch the show today, because minds are elsewhere. So, with that being said,
let's talk Mets.
Oh, look, Keith is on his way. OMW.
Oh my God,
as the kids say.
He's gonna come up right underneath us.
He's like, yeah. Well.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
Wait, if he's on his way to the show, that means we're going to lose one of our viewers. So that's all right.
Okay. So we're down to 2 viewers. It's more than 1.
And that's all that matters. That's
All that matters.
we love you guys. So
And thank you
let's
for
start talking
watching.
about for sure every week. I mean, last week you guys outdid yourselves. Right around 2,500 of you
And
tuned
counting.
in
And
and
counting.
watched
Tell your
and
friends.
counting.
Have some fun with
Keep
us.
it up. Always. So first order of business
not
here.
in a sexual way, right? They can't have fun
Well,
with us in
you
a
know what?
sexual way. Can you? No.
No, I don't think that's appropriate. Not on air. I mean,
right.
All right. So, all right. Well, let's hold the Kluber. Let's hold the starting pitcher discussion for when Keith gets here. But George Springer, we heard last week that he wants somewhere in the vicinity of $150 million. Don't we all?
Wants too much, boy.
We don't know how many years, but we were kind of thinking maybe like a 6-year deal is what he's asking for. Not what we wanted to give, because I think we all kind of agreed that we want to get to about 35 years old and kind of go no further. So maybe a 4-year. We kind of agreed on a 4-year, as if we're the GMs, 4 years, $110 million deal. Turns out the Blue Jays kind of lowballed him.
We agreed to this. We agreed to this because we're paying him. Okay.
The Blue Jays kind of lowballed him. Nowhere near the $150 million. I don't know the number of years. But
supposedly,
has anything changed in your thought process, Rodriguez? Has anything changed for you as far as being okay with like a 4-year, $110 million contract for Springer's production for 4 years, not 6?
I am more than okay. I would not give him 6. If I'm building what I'm supposed to be building, like this guy Cohen says he wants to build, he wants to have strong minors and he wants to have a strong major league team. You got to develop your minor leaguers, and you supposedly have a center fielder that within 2 to 3 years is going to come in and be a 5-tool player. Okay, he's right there. It's Pete Crow Armstrong, I think the kid is, right. Is that the center fielder? Yeah. He's supposedly a fantastic
PCE,
player. PCE, look at that. All right, so 4 years for this guy. In 4 years, this kid will be ready. Bring him right up. He'll start on the decline because, let's face it, center fielder. You can't be a center fielder at 35 years old and be as good as you were at 25. It's just not. It just doesn't happen. So at 35 years old, almost 36, he's declining. That's when you bring in your young talent. Thank you, George Springer. We love you. Thank you for the 2 world championships. Have a nice time. That's my theory.
Yeah, you took all the words right out of my mouth. I'm all for that, and it's not often that we agree on the show.
We never agree, really. I'll try not to.
So the Post, our favorite newspaper
Post.
up in New York City, the Post came up with an article saying, where can the Mets go if they don't land Springer? Mm-hmm. And so I'll give you a couple of the options. One option that
don't say that Red Sox guy.
No. One option that I'm not. I don't want to go into the season with platoon stuff, going on here. So one of the options was to bring back Jake Marisnick.
No. No, for what?
I don't want, like, if we're gonna not do anything, just keep Nimmo out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I understand the righty lefty thing, but my preference in that scenario would be just to. I mean, if Marisnick is gonna come in on a few $1 million deal to be a bench guy, okay, maybe.
If I'm bringing Marisnick in, I'm gonna bring in another kid. I'll just bring a kid up from the minors, a right-handed center field guy with speed and defense. I'll just do that. Because if we're not doing anything, Nimmo should be out there. Let's see what you finally have, Nimmo. Okay? No excuses. You get hurt, you're gone. We're done with you. No excuses. Yeah. If they don't bring anybody in, it means they have faith in Nimmo. Honestly, because Springer's right there. They can get him if he wants to come. If it's about money, they can get him. So if they really have that much faith in Nimmo and they keep him as their center fielder, he has to play against lefties and against righties. And let's see how good you are, because he projects as a 25 home run, 280, 400 on base percentage type of guy. That's fantastic. For cheap, for no money. That's Springer. That's as good as Springer's going to get. That's as good as Springer's going to give you, except he's going to give you a little bit better defense.
Right.
So,
so some of the other names that I'm not interested in is Kevin Pillar, who played
washed up.
most recently Red Sox and Rockies. I mean, he didn't have a. Again, we're going based off of the shortened year, but he hit 288 last year with 6 home runs and 26 RBIs in 54 games.
What did he do the year before?
And he's 32. They don't have that, and they're probably trying to.
Cohen's on the show.
Steve
Cohen's
Cohen
on the show. Finally,
he's gonna tell us. He's gonna announce our first signing right here live on the Put in the Book show.
Do it. Oh no, it's
Keith Larris. Okay. Oh, he doesn't. Can't hear. Oh. There it is. That is producer Joe.
That's the new producer Joe.
The new one. Yeah.
The Mad Max version.
But the mohawk's gone now, right?
He shaved it off. Yeah. Come on, his wife is not gonna let him have that. Can he? He's doing this on purpose because he's on.
He's getting his headset going. He's getting his headset going here.
I know. I can hear it.
I hit turn the mic off, but I didn't hit mute. Sorry. It's a good thing I didn't curse.
Again,
you would never do stuff like that.
No, that was
I've never heard you curse.
No,
ever.
That's producer Joe.
Written or spoken, verbal, nothing.
No.
All right, so Keith, I just catch you up here. We talked about some of the things that have happened, or kind of happened, or maybe didn't happen with Springer getting an offer from the Blue Jays, and then the New York Post, our favorite newspaper up in New York. They came up with a list of a few different players that the Mets can turn to if something goes awry with Springer and he signs with the Rangers or the Mariners. So we mentioned
the Rangers or the Mariners.
I just threw that.
You tried to slip that in, huh?
Well, if he's not coming here, where do we send these cast-offs to?
That's true.
Yeah,
he's as good as that to me.
For sure. Keith, you're on mute, I think. So we did mention Marisnik. We're kind of not in favor of that. Not so much that I have anything about against Marisnik, but it's just not. This is not what I want to see this year. I don't want to see Jake Marisnik as a platoon guy in center field for the Mets in 2021.
I don't want to put
the other guy was Pilar.
At that point.
Yeah, that's what we were saying. Or bring up a kid to platoon so you get the right-hander. I think that's the big thing here. The Mets are looking for the right-handed power bat to go with center field. So now you got your good defense in Springer, great defense in Springer.
Great,
decent average. And that doesn't mean that he's not great.
Great is a Gold Glover.
It just means he's not
good.
Yeah, but you only get
average
one.
Or above average.
You only get one. You could. Okay. How many great third basemen have there been in the National League that can't beat out Arenado for the Gold Glove? But there's still some great third basemen out there.
Well, you said
the next one was Kevin Pillar. David Wright was great at third base. No,
you guys are arguing nothing.
David Wright was.
It's like the Seinfeld show. You argue about nothing.
So he was great, but he didn't win the Gold Gloves because of Arenado.
His defense is above average.
We are agreeing. We are definitely agreeing.
It's not
great. I disagree.
Next up was Kevin Pillar, 32 years old. Yeah, he had a decent year in the shortened year last year. But again, I feel like they're just mentioning him for the right-handed stuff. Kevin Kiermaier would come over from the. Did he play with the Rays last year? Yeah, I think he did. Last year he had 217, 3 home runs, 22 RBIs, and 49 games.
Yeah, so it'd be just like getting what's his name?
And he's left-handed.
One of those 12 outfielders we hired over the last 6 years.
Like Yoenis Cespedes.
If you're gonna do stupid stuff like that, bring in that stupid guy that was in the Dodgers.
Puig?
The backup.
Which one? You gotta.
I have to be
with the Dodgers. You go stupid guys on the Dodgers. You gotta.
Did you see that he actually admitted that he purposely did not listen to his coaches?
Yeah, of course he was being a jackass.
I would love to see him get a job this year.
He knew it.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
So first of all,
bring him in.
If we don't get
I got
Springer,
one more.
One more.
One more on the list here, and it's the guy who you mentioned, Rodriguez, earlier, Jackie Bradley Jr. The biggest problem with Jackie Bradley Jr. is left-handed also. So he won a Gold Glove in 2018. He 7 outs above average, he's in the top 1% defensively of all outfielders, not just center fielders. So that's good.
Yeah.
Last year he hit 283, 7 home runs, 22 RBIs in 55 games. But it's the same type of thing. If you bring him in, now you're keeping Nimmo, right? Unless you trade him. But now the outfield consists of potentially Bradley, Nimmo, Conforto, 3 lefties. Dom Smith is out there somewhere. If there's a DH, I'm not sure if he goes to left field. Is a whole lot. This DH thing is really pissing me off. Jeff McNeil left-handed, so it's a lot of left-handed. It's a heavy left-handed lineup, and just looking back to the last year and a half, we have not done nearly as good against lefties as we have done against righties.
So you're done with the question now, or does that go on for another 5 minutes before I can answer?
Wow.
I didn't. Somebody who's 20 minutes late really is
he
talking
came
here.
in swinging. Wow, what's up with that?
I love you, Frost.
Have a drink, please.
What's
Have a
up
drink.
with that? Have a couple.
So, yeah, any of those players you mentioned is ridiculous. I mean, not that any disrespect to them, but we have enough talent internally that we can match what they would bring in. The only one that can really bring us that next level would be Springer, because he's got some pop in his bat. He's got a ring. He's got a cheating ring, but he does have a ring. He's got some experience, and he's got an above-average glove, so it would help us up the middle. So for example, Jackie Bradley Jr., the guy's a spark plug in the field. He runs around everywhere, but why are we going to go spend money on a 239 career hitter?
How many years has he been in the league?
8.
Too many to be paid a lot of money. Okay, like Keith said, he's 239 career hitter. What's he gonna?
What's Nimmo's career batting average?
Is it in
I don't know.
250s, right? Like 256, 257.
But we
maybe?
if you want to get into semantics, we can do that. Because
I'm just asking.
No, I'm saying, I'm not arguing. I'm just saying out loud. Like, if you want to get into semantics, we can do that. And we can say, let's look at the on base average, right? Because Jackie Bradley's is 321, and Nimmo is
games played.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't have anything against Nimmo. I love the guy. We all love Brandon Nimmo. He runs to first base on a walk. He's smiling all the time. He runs the bases like a madman. He plays the game hard, and maybe that's part of the reason why he's often injured. The next situation, it's tough to just go away. But a 415 on base average is great, but not if you're playing 60 games.
Yeah, it's like Tim always says, fragile. So, I mean, last year he played in 2019. He played in 254 games. I mean, plate appearances.
Yeah.
69 games.
Wait, who's this?
Nimmo.
Sorry. Okay.
So we won't include 2016 because I think we called him at mid-year. That, if I remember correctly, right? So
254. He played all doubleheaders.
Yeah. No, he played for other teams too. He helped out.
It's like a softball.
The 162.
2017, he played 69 games. I think he got hurt that year. Then he played 140 in 2018, which he had a pretty decent year.
How many at bats?
Again,
how many at bats?
535 in 2018.
That's spectacular.
With a 404 on base average.
That's ridiculous. Out of 500 and some odd at bats, you get on base over 40% of the time. That's fantastic.
263 batting average and 17 homers that year.
Right there. Right, and he's only getting stronger and more selective at the plate and becoming a better hitter. Keith,
stronger in his arms because the rest of his body's falling apart. Because come 2019, 69 games again due to injury and everything else. So, and then last year, congratulations, you played 55 games in a 60-game season. But he did hit 280 with a 404 average and 8 home runs in that span, matching kind of what the average is for 2018. So. Yeah.
So he came on much better last year because he struggled out of gate last year. But
everybody kind of does. Mets. That's the Mets' MO. Hopefully that changes. We come out the gate struggling, we get hot, and then we struggle for the rest of the year.
No, Keith, you're wrong here, Keith.
They didn't have
Robinson Cano was hitting near 400. That's how he started last year.
Yeah, because Andy Pettit was putting shots in his ass. But we'll save that for
Hey,
another
I
day.
set him up, you knock him down. That's what we do here.
But Brandon Nimmo, I mean, listen, if the guy's healthy, the guy is an all-star in terms of his bat. He's average at best on his best day as a fielder, corner fielder, below average as a center fielder. I'll take that below average if the guy's going to be a 404, 280 hitter with 18 home runs every year. I'll take a below average glove because he's not terrible. He's not a hack.
No, he's going to make the basic play. The basic plays he's going to make. The only thing is he doesn't get the jumps on the ball that he should get because he's plenty fast enough to play center field. He doesn't get the jumps, and that's where he misses it. If he went to the corner, left or right, he would probably be a top 20, 25 outfielder because his offensive numbers would be so good, and his defense would be so much better. He'd definitely get a couple of all-star games.
So he needs Daddy Mac because Daddy Mac can make you.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. No. There we go.
All right. But so, I mean, what Keith, what you said, what did he hit? 17 home runs that year? 280?
17, 280, 404 on base average. Last year, almost identical, of course, with less
shortened.
With
less you don't know if he would be able to get through the whole season.
And you don't know he's going to get through the whole season. But we do know for those 55 games, based off of his performance, he was healthy. So if you look at the years he was healthy, it was 263 in 2018. I'm sorry. 280 last year. But if you look at his performance when healthy, 263 with a 404, I'll take it because you're still getting on base.
Yeah.
I
guess my point on that is that if you give me those numbers that year, as he's growing as a player and then getting into 2021, now if he's health-wise, we wouldn't even be talking about Springer right now. I promise you that.
No,
we'd be talking about Nimmo hitting 280, 23 home runs, driving in 55, 60 runs at a leadoff spot, getting on base for 410, 415.
Yep.
But
this is the year.
It's the health situation. That's why Springer's in the conversation. If not for Springer, if not for that, I wonder if we would have already signed Bauer.
Yeah,
which we'll get to in a second.
But we got to see if he's healthy, Nimmo. He could have had just a little bit of a bad stretch. Look at Darnold, had a big bad stretch. I mean, and quite honestly, for me, if it's a full season over under, I'm going to give Darnold 75 games anyway. But based off of his history with our team, but with Nimmo, he may break out. He does have a full season under his belt. I mean, 140 games.
It's a shame that we need Springer. It's a shame because I would love to be able to see Nimmo a full season without any injuries and give me a couple of seasons. Finally, do like a Conforto and give me a few seasons to prove who you really are. Because, like you guys say, man, if he's playing, he's putting up numbers, and that 400 on base percentage. If he's leading off, and you have some good guy behind him that can get him over, drive him over, first to third. We're killing people.
That's Olerud-esque. Now, if that is the case and we don't sign an outfielder, who do you play center field with today's roster?
If you're asking, I would. Honestly, you may say it's got to be Nimmo.
I'd like Conforto.
But I like.
Oh, I like Conforto.
I knew he was gonna steal. I want to steal your thunder. Sorry, bro.
Yeah, you don't gotta steal my. No, bro. No. If we agree, and Faraci's wrong as always, that's okay.
Well, I think because
I agreed with you. I said, Conforto, yeah.
Hey,
no. Yeah, no.
No, because I mean, you got to have if we're proceeding without getting any outfielder, you clearly have to have Dom Smith in the lineup, and we don't know about the DH right now. So right now, you think Dom Smith should be in left field, right?
I think JD's the odd man out if that's the case.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So
he'll get 80 games. He'll get 80 games. Maybe
he's going to play against lefties most of the time.
Yeah.
Every time we play, the lefty's going to play. So
because Dom has hit well against lefties lately too, but obviously you play the numbers.
The way he hit last year, if you don't put that kid in the lineup, you're doing the team a disservice.
Yeah, he's got to get upwards of 140 games in a full season if he's healthy.
Yeah.
Let's see what you got. And I think he's good enough, man. He has enough pop that ball flies out of his
Yeah.
bat sometimes. And I'm like, wow, it's pretty good, man. Pretty
But
good.
the only downfall for that is that now you got the full blown lefty lineup in the outfield. You got McNeil at second base, left-handed also.
But that's
then you
the
got
lineup
Pete
against
and
the righty, right?
Rosario.
That's the lineup
Yeah,
he
against
won
the
against the
righties.
righty.
Right.
So when the lefties come in, Dominic Smith may have to sit. He has to sit, and then JD gets his at bat. You bring in a couple of other guys.
It's funny how we got so lefty heavy. I remember teams in the past where we wish we had a lefty.
Remember?
Yeah,
I know. But we have a lot of offensive talent. So
we can win with the heavy lefty lineup because we do have, like you said, some great talent. But it's ideal to have another right-handed bat that can, get some good wood on the ball.
They may have to bite the bullet on
sure.
Ozuna. Ozuna's still out there, right?
I wouldn't mind that, but
Wouldn't mind Ozuna in left field.
I wouldn't mind Ozuna in left field because he can still hit, man. He's gonna play as good defense.
Did you see what he did last year?
Yes.
Did you see what he did last year against us? He hit 400 against us last year.
Yeah, he won full. That guy that
he
used to play right field in Marlins and went to the Skankies.
Screw you freaking Ozuna bastard. Anyway, that thing too. But you know what? I think we may have to I would bite the bullet on him if we had to. If Springer doesn't want to sign with us and he wants to go to freaking Toronto like a little tea bag, go to Toronto. Go eat some Canadian muck. I don't even know what that is. Who wants it anyway? No,
probably
American guy
maple.
wants it. The maple. Yeah, go suck on a maple tree.
Maple.
Connecticut boy. Anyway. So
All right, so let's get to a little bit of pitching, why don't we? So there's options out there, right? I'm only good with 2 of these 4 options, and I don't even know why I'm good with the third one. Corey Kluber, who was an absolute beast, elite pitcher for like a 4 or 5 year stretch with Cleveland. From like age 28 to 32, he was like DeGrom. I looked at his stats are almost spot on with DeGrom. DeGrom gets the edge in most spots. But how many starts has he made since the end of 2018? A total of 8. He made 7 starts in 2019. He made 1 start last year. He's going to be 35 years old come April. But
chicken butt.
There's 23 teams going to his workout. So that speaks to a couple different things. Well, go ahead, Keith.
I was gonna say, you got to remember he's a two-time Cy Young. He knows how to pitch. I guess just to kind of jump ahead a little bit, my concern would be he was a power pitcher. Now he's got to be a finesse pitcher. How much pitching does he know?
He's a curveball guy.
Yeah,
he's a sharp curveball guy. He's a nasty curveball.
Well, and that's what torqued out his arm. That's why he's had those issues. So I mean, but if he's
the guy
and he can throw a curveball, sign him.
What was his name? What was the guy's name back in the day that broke his arm? Well,
a lefty guy, a guy from the Cardinals, right? Was it the Cardinals?
That was nasty, bro.
Angels.
He went to throw a curveball. And he twerked. I said twerked. Do you see what you made me do? He twerked.
I say twerk.
Saunders.
I know. Saunders?
Tony Saunders.
What team?
Looking it up. Devil Rays.
MLB
pitcher snap elbow. Oh no, he snaps elbow mid-throw in vomit-inducing injury.
There you go. Let's talk about that, Farachi.
Well, no. What I'm saying is that's how much torque you got on when you're throwing a curveball. Sure. That people have broken their arms.
I know. Curveball's my pitch. That's the pitch that I throw. That's my main pitch.
And
so I know how much it's tough right here, man. Right here. Boof.
Oh, I just saw it. Oh.
Would you rather see that or Randy Johnson blowing up the bird?
Oh, that's great.
I'd rather see that.
I showed my son a few years ago. He's like,
okay, it was awesome, and I don't mean awesome like I loved it. It was just awesome. Like
it's an awesome
such
thing that happened. Yeah.
power. You know,
kidding me?
Like in awe.
Yeah, but I mean, I love animals, so I'd rather see the guy break his arm all day. Feel bad for the bird.
Well, the bird didn't feel any pain. It was 102 mile an hour fastball coming.
It was over real quick. It was over real quick.
I think most people suck and they deserve what. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not.
Oh my God. Yeah, but I'd rather see the bird.
Yeah,
that was an amazing.
Yeah.
Right, so that's going to be that mound session. 23 teams going to see a mound session on the 13th. So the Mets have already gone out to see Paxton a couple of weeks ago.
The lefty, yeah.
So the lefty who pitched for the Yankees, two guys now coming off of injury, played seasons. Paxton wasn't exactly healthy the year before either. Kluber obviously 8 starts in a year and a half. The next guy here, who we've talked about, Odorizzi, we've talked about him in a good light. He only pitched like 13 or 14 innings last year. He was also injured. He had 3 separate injuries last year. But he's done it before. He's had good seasons before with the Rays in that American League East, which is not a very desirable place to pitch. Especially when even when the Orioles have been bad, their offense was there. It's their pitching. The Blue Jays offense was there with Batista and those guys. The Yankees and the Red Sox. I don't even talk about those 2 teams. So
no, absolutely not. Yeah.
This guy faced those teams. They faced all those teams 19 times. Let's say you start 3 or 4 times against each one, and you still manage an ERA in the 4s. I think that's pretty successful against those teams. Last year, again, 14 innings, but 4.5 ERA against those 4 teams. That's like that's a lot of pressure.
It's good. It's good if he pitched 8 innings, 7 innings, 8 innings. If he was that type of pitcher, but if he's a 5-inning pitcher, a 4.5 ERA is horrible.
Yeah, because you
on the average, I mean, he'll have some games where he's not, but if he's giving up 4 runs in 6 innings, that's not that good to me.
No. Well, I mean, he would have to give like that. That's what it is. Like even a quality start. A quality start is 6 innings and giving up 3 runs. But that's a 4.5 ERA.
That's not well.
Which is a quality start.
I have to change my opinion.
Quality start, and then also the save. There's some rules out there that are a little bit out there. You could be in a 15-2 game. You pitch the last 3 innings, you get a save. So, that's all right. So crazy. That's Odorizzi, and then of course you got Bauer out there. If you're choosing out of the 4, I mean, you go with the guy who had the best year last year. I think, and that's Bauer, but not at the price that he's asking. So this is my conundrum, and give it to you guys. But Bauer's the number 1 guy out there, right? That's the guy who Met fans have been like, blinders on to get Bauer. But then you look at these other options, Kluber, Paxton, and Odorizzi. They're not overwhelming. So what if they sign Kluber and Paxton and they don't sign Bauer? Is it the same as signing Waka Waka and Porcello last year? That didn't work out well.
if you're asking me, yeah, it's the same as doing that. It's exactly the same because you're banking on guys. You're banking on guys coming back from injuries, from arm injuries. Yep. Pitchers. It's not like it's an outfielder or a second baseman coming back. It's a pitcher. It's what he does. The only thing he does is throw, and he's coming back from arm injuries.
Yeah, one job.
So you have one job. It's like a kicker. Kick the ball. It's your one job. You gotta just pitch. If your arm hurts, you can't pitch. So what good are you? No good at all. I mean,
so Keith, would you rather? And I'm not saying go crazy because I'm not saying give him 6 years, $240 million, which
crazy,
is
folks.
what the quote unquote was he asking for. But Keith, would you rather see the Mets overpay a bit for Bauer, not necessarily on years and go crazy with 6-7 years, or sign 2 of the 3 other guys? It's a weird situation, but I mean,
well,
what do you say?
Paxton. You're missing a T. Paxton and
I wasn't going back.
I don't know.
After.
I don't know if he was. I'm looking at his stats. I thought he played? Was he? I don't think he's been injured. I just think he's been, on somewhat of a little bit of a decline. I mean,
No,
last
he's
year
he's been injured. He's been injured the last few years. He's got injury issues.
Okay. He had 2019 and 2018. He had 29 and 28 starts, 2 complete games in 2018. Last year he just got blown up, 6.64 ERA and 5 starts. But I don't know. I mean, I don't want somebody's washed laundry.
He's 38, right? 38 years old, something.
We've been there, done that. He is currently
Paxton's actually younger. He's 31,
32.
I think.
Oh, 32?
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, November he turned 32. So kind of.
Who's the lefty out there that's kind of old, like that? 38, like a Paxton. Is there another lefty out there? That soft tossing lefty. Is it Hamels? Is it Hamels?
Oh, Hamels is out there, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I thought maybe you were talking about Kenny Rogers.
Kluber and Paxton. We've been there, done that. I don't want to go that route.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't. If we're gonna take one of the two, I would probably be Paxton over Kluber.
Yep.
I think Odorizzi is a step above those two. I wouldn't categorize him with those two. I think he's been pretty consistent. He's not the best pitcher, but he'll get you a quality start. He's not terrible. He's a right-hand pitcher, but I would rather a lefty. However, Bauer, the big elephant in the room, way too much money.
He's crazy.
He's out of his mind. And truthfully, I would laugh at anybody, even if it's us, that pays this guy all this money based off of a 60-game season. Because if it was 162 games, he could have got blown up after the All-Star game, and that 1.73 or whatever it was could have turned into a 3.6,
or he could have won 28 games.
Well, I think he only won 5 last year or something like that anyway. But yeah, I mean, whatever. I think that he I'm not big on Bauer, really not. For the right price, love him, but I don't believe in giving somebody all this kind of money and props based off a 60-game season. I just don't. Congrats on a Cy Young, but it's a half a Cy Young at best.
I like him. I like Bauer. I would take him. I wouldn't pay him like that much money because only DeGrom is that good to me that to be paid better than anybody in the league. But that's way too much money and Keith is right. A year and a half of solid play. It doesn't make you into a $36 million a year a pitcher or the ace of the staff. And you can't do that to DeGrom. That's a direct insult.
Yeah, it's disrespect. He's got to get paid less than DeGrom.
Mm-hmm.
If we're signing him, all good, sign him, but less than DeGrom.
I think he's young enough to sign for 5 years. I would sign him for
How old
5
is he?
years. I think he's young. He's 29, right? I'd sign him for 5 years, and I'd give him some good money, but I wouldn't pay him more than DeGrom. Keith, you're on mute, I think.
Because I didn't want you to hear what I was saying. I was saying, 5 years is fine. But another thing that stands out.
What about the money though? So if he's asking for $40 million, do you give him 5 years, 200?
No.
I do.
Yeah.
I would. What's the Grom's deal? Is it 138, 140, something like that?
I think DeGrom's making 30. I think DeGrom's making $30 million soon.
33, something like that. I'll check in a sec.
33 or 32.
Just kind of real quick, a Bauer point.
28,
in his 9-year career, and we'll say
that's all I'm giving him.
We'll say 7 years because the first 2 years he only had 4 starts each. He was a rookie. He went from Arizona to Cleveland. Bauer. He only pitched 200 innings once. He's like 175, 180 inning guy. 2019, he pitched 156 innings. I think maybe he was hurt. Only 24 starts. So this guy has a lot to pay to his bullpen for helping him get that Cy Young, quite honestly. Otherwise, it would have been another DeGrom conversation. Does he deserve it? Does he not?
No, he pitched into. I believe last year he pitched pretty deep into games. I mean, he really pitched well last year.
Oh, you're right. He actually had 2 complete games last year.
He deserves his Cy Young, by the way. Although I don't think he's a $40 million a year player. I think that's insane. I mean,
based off of 60 games, he deserves it. He by far killed it. I just we all agree on. I don't believe in paying him all that money on a 60-game
Yeah,
season
for sure.
performance.
I think we all agree on that. Innings pitched in 2019, there were only 12 pitchers who pitched over 200 innings. You know, we talk about the difference.
That's not the.
It's not the
And
thing.
one of
It's
them
like
was
that's
Jake
elite. Jake
DeGrom.
DeGrom, yeah, Jake DeGrom was 10th in innings. So innings pitched in 2019 was Verlander, Bieber, not Justin, Shane.
Justin?
Bauer was third in innings pitched. Garrett Cole, Strasburg, Greinke, Minor, Lynn, Bumgarner, and DeGrom. Don't look at me. Don't look at me was number 9. But so you know, that is now the like 200 innings where it used to be great. You know, to give me 220, 230. That's even better. To back in the day, 260, 280. But nowadays, like I hate to say it, but that's the elite now. Over 200 is elite.
That's insane.
Unfortunately,
DeGrom got paid
185 is good. Sorry.
Oh my God, it's disgusting.
No, I was just going back to the question about his salary. DeGrom got paid $25 million last year. 21 and 22, he'll be paid $35.5 million, and then for 23 and 24, it goes to 32.5. But he has an opt-out option after 2022.
Well deserved money.
All right, so here's the deal. We give Bauer 30 a year. We give him 5 years, 150. We give Springer 4 years, 110. That's done. Done and done. Even if we wanted to give Bauer 32, 33, when DeGrom opts out, then you hook him up a little bit on the
DeGrom's not opting out. He's retiring him.
Well, I'm talking about no. I'm not talking about opting out to leave the team. There's players out there that just opt out just to renegotiate the contract. So that's a possibility too. But under no circumstances do I want to see Bauer, even if his name was Jack, get more money than Jake. Sorry, just can't do it.
He doesn't deserve it.
All right,
he hasn't proven it.
He hasn't. I mean, what? How much do you pay for a 60-game Cy Young Award winner?
Yeah, but
Cy Young is Cy Young, but still.
If we don't if we don't get Bauer, then we got to get the 2 guys that are sitting out there for that bullpen. We got to make that bullpen into a super bullpen. Get Hendricks and get Brad Hand and game over.
Double H.
And then because the Mets have quietly been getting guys. You know, the guy Sam McDonald we talked about. Is it McDonald? Yep. Okay, yep. He's being brought in as a Seth Lugo type. Okay, yep. He can be a starter or a reliever. So and he's supposed to be that good. You know, a really good player. So I mean, they're making moves in the background. So it's either starting pitching or super bullpen. What do you guys want? What do you guys want?
Frauch.
So the super bullpen is great, but if you got the starters going 5 innings, how quickly does that super bullpen then get depleted?
Well, that's why you would get it, right?
Yeah, but we talked about this I think last week. We've tried to make those super bullpens in the past and it just didn't work out. Not to say that it wouldn't work out this time.
But if you
get Hendricks, McDonald, and Trevor May,
Loogie,
Familia, Lugo. Lugo might have. I don't know. Lugo might have to be a starter to start the year.
Yes.
You got Matz. You got Matz still out there. You got Matz still on the team. Oh, now you're gonna Matz him. I know. He's a starter.
No. I just want him to get back out there and prove it.
And if you need 5, you get 5 innings out of him.
Well, he's been working with the Vulture in the offseason. Let's hope that works.
So, what do you want? A super bullpen, or you want to get Bauer?
I want it all. I would love one more top tier starting pitcher, or close to top tier. I would love Bauer or Odorizzi.
Over super bullpen.
No, I'm not finished. One more bat and one more bullpen arm. So it wouldn't be a super bullpen, but let's say we get a Brad Hand. That's a pretty good bullpen. Maybe best in the NL East. Actually, probably definitely best in the NL East. Another pitcher for depth, and get a bat like Springer.
Okay,
Bauer.
so we're talking about other stuff now. I thought we were. I'm asking you, do you want the starting pitchers, or would you take a do you want a super bullpen?
I'm telling you, I want a little of all,
You
little
want
bit
it
of
all.
each. Yeah.
Okay. So you don't want to choose.
No, I don't want one or the other. Yeah.
Well, okay. So money wise, the Mets are about $60 million away from the luxury tax, and we don't know
Good left-hand
that
everything.
Cohen even gives a shit
Right
about
hand.
that. So we don't know that. I love Hand. I love Hendricks. So mathematically speaking, if you bring in Springer at 27 a year, and then you bring in Bauer, that's already 57. Like I said, I don't know if Cohen. I don't know. Can you ask Cohen behind you, Keith? What's his appetite for going above the threshold? Yeah, pick that nose, baby. So we don't know if he's willing to go. Like all these other teams that lost money in 2020 because of 2020, they're pulling back. So the Yankees are only looking to maybe spend $30 million this year, and DJ LeMahieu may be $25 million of that. So if you get 27 there, and then you get Bauer 30, you're already at 57.
We haven't even breached talking about extending Conforto.
Breach. No, we have. Well, that would have Conforto's last year's dishes, so that would impact starting next year. So
Yeah, we got
hey,
Peterson.
I don't want to be a GM. I don't want to be a GM.
No, it's tough.
Bauer's overrated. What about internal owners? Peterson. Yep.
Mets are in a little bit of a tough position too. I mean, because they have a lot of players that's going to look for money. We're going to be losing players, and we took on some contracts.
But at the same time, they're in the best
high.
situation, right? But they're in the best situation out of every team because Bauer doesn't own the team. Cohen didn't lose any money last year owning a professional sports team. Everybody else in Major League Baseball did. So
I actually read an article that said his company profited $1.2 billion or something like that last year. Yes. So he better put that in the Mets.
We're good.
Yeah.
Wait, so what was it, 1.4 or 1.2? I mean, he already made up almost half of what he paid for the Mets.
The 0.2 difference we're talking about is semantics at this point. I mean, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, and Raul makes a good point. Raul, this is the first time that you came on the Met show. Raul's all over the Pop Culture Pros network. He watches every single one of our shows. We appreciate the shit out of you. If the Mets can't get Bauer, then strengthen the bullpen to the fullest. All right, so Raul says if Bauer becomes out of the picture, now go all in on that bullpen. All in.
It's
on
not
the bullpen.
Going to cost a lot. It's not going to cost a lot. It's going to cost less than Bauer. Just to make that,
for sure.
To get Hendricks and Brad Hand, because that's all you need for a Super bullpen. You get Hendricks and Brad Hand, and you're golden.
With what's there, with Asuka?
With what's there, with Asuka.
Can we call him that yet?
You can call him that after last.
Hey, listen, if you can give Bauer credit for 60 game Cy Young, give Asuka credit for a turnaround season.
You got that right. That kid can't. Faraci admitted to that before.
Hold on.
You said that. You said he did good. He blew up in the beginning, then he came out strong and he
exactly
played
what
well.
I said, yeah.
So it's fair.
But he also did what he did to us the year before. So that's like a personal attack.
I talked to him.
Okay.
I talked to him. He's not
FaceTime. You're all good.
I told him, stop that little hippity hop that you do coming to the plate. It throws you off that little inch, and your pitch flies out, and you get hit.
And then this is your
level
slider.
out. Hit me harder. Hit me harder.
All right.
Anyway.
All right. So we did have a couple more things to talk about, but I think we're going to save that for next week. We have another show coming up after this one that We Stomped You Out. It's the final show of the year, unfortunately. But I just got a feeling we're going to be a little bit fired up for that one after what happened last week. But so look forward to next week when we talk about Dom Smith being in the top 25 for breakout candidates last year, and obviously there are going to be different things that come up between now and then. But we are going to talk about who we want to see at Old Timers Day. Thank you, Uncle Stevie, bringing back Old Timers Day, and we'll talk about who we want to see back. And then, so Steven says DeGrom, Stroman, Peterson, Thor, and the lefty from AAA.
That was Peterson. I think, no?
Yeah, yeah.
I think. Well, there is.
Yeah, and
there
then
is
we got to wait for Thor. Depending on when the season starts, we got to wait for Thor until like June.
Yeah, so Thor's out, and a lefty from AAA. If you get us a name, we'll talk about him for sure. But I think there's a good right-hander in AA, Matthew Allen or something like that. Good, strong guy. I don't know about anybody in AAA being ready. Oh, Zapuki. Maybe it's Thomas Zapuki he's talking about.
The Z.
Right? Is it?
Oh,
Zapuki or something like that? Thomas Zapuki?
Zeppeli. Just call him Zepp.
Bring up the Zeppeli.
Zepp.
Yeah, he's had a couple of good years, but I mean, let's.
He was striking out like 11 a game at one time. He came out. That was his average, like 11 a game. The kid can pitch. I don't know if he's a power pitcher. He might be more like what Johan Santana turned into for us. That type of pitcher. But he's supposed to be pretty good. And Steve and that guy's right. Yeah, thank you, viewer. Appreciate it. That's a guy that should get a shot.
That you were talking about the right guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we shouldn't. Maybe. Well, we'll see what happens. If it's a normal situation, maybe he'll be in camp.
Super bullpen.
And in camp. Well, listen.
And Zeppeli.
If we don't get Bauer or Odorizzi, then yes, I agree with super bullpen. It's the best route. But I'd rather see one more. I'd rather see one more starting pitcher because let's be honest. DeGrom, Stroman, Peterson, Thor, lefty from AAA. We didn't even name one guy. Another guy's out for half the season. We don't know what kind of regimen he's going to be on coming back. That leaves us with 3 pitchers out of that bunch. DeGrom, Stroman.
Well, it's not. It's less than a Peterson. Half a year. I mean.
Okay, but there's injury factor. Yeah. I don't wish on anybody, but as Met fans, we know.
You're going to have a problem because you would have Matz. You would have that other guy, Gesellman. Loogie. Those are 3 guys that can be starters. So you can have 6 starters there with a super bullpen.
But then we're taking away from the bullpen. So I mean, it's
Stephen, you're right. You're right, Stephen. We that's something we talked about. We definitely want to extend Conforto.
Yeah.
But look, we're gonna head out here. But as always, we'll rock it around the room here.
We will. Oh,
Keith's like, nope, not doing it. Okay, there it is.
He doesn't want to do that.
He's back.
Okay,
back in the New York groove.
No singing.
All right, so we'll start with you, Keith. Any closing remarks here?
I don't know. I mean, what's going on today in the country is I don't even know what's going on for the last almost hour and a half now. So I don't know if there's any further news, but just chill out, people. Stop it. Stop being blind. Stop being led by the blind. Not that there's anything wrong with blind people. It's just a saying.
Wait a second. Hold on. Time out. A little levity here. Look at Rodriguez and where he is positioned with his arms. The arms are. It's like the arms are a continuation of him. Sorry.
What?
No, look. Cool. See, move over a little bit.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, and I hope we get some free agent news this week. The free agent market has been slow, and I've been trying not to comment on it, but I'm really freaking annoyed with all the Met fans who just bitching and moaning, and then all the other Met fans that feel like they're just high and mighty and need to tell them, well, calm down, it's not over yet. Both of y'all just shut up. Be patient. Everybody sit back, relax, wait for something to happen. It's annoying. It's just so annoying. I don't look at our Met group is like the only Met group that don't do that. I don't even look at the other Met groups right now because they're just super annoying. There's like two-sided whining at each other. So stop whining. Let's go Mets, and I hope we pick up a free agent today. Tune in for
to treat him
to a tree. Slice your chart 3 times. Try to a wall.
Rodriguez, any closing remarks for tonight?
Yeah, well, listen, all I'm going to say is all the other groups out there, we love you too. Well, however you want to gripe, whatever you want to say, you're all still Met fans. So please watch our show. All right? Don't turn us off. Anyway, be careful out there. Take care of yourselves. Wear your mask. We're still not out of this pandemic. We got a whole year left of this nonsense. Get your shot if you can. Save yourself. Save your family. Blessings to all. See you next week. Let's go,
Yes,
Mets.
sir. What both of you guys said, and we're gonna come up afterwards for all you Giants fans out there. We're gonna be on in about 10 minutes. We'll say it's 7:20 for the We Stomped You Out show. That comes up next. Like I said at the beginning of the show, we're not tone deaf. We know exactly what was going on today, but we still wanted to come on, try to give you a little bit of entertainment, little laugh here and there, chuckle here and there, and hope we were able to accomplish that. So, for all of us, we will talk to you next week. And again, we'll keep you apprised on what's going on in the PIITB show, the group on Facebook, all that stuff down there. Follow us all over there. So we appreciate it, and we will talk to you guys.